Not good. Believe me, not good. No good. No good. No good. Really bad for you. Not good. Believe me, not good.
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. What happened is that the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, "Pigs in a blanket," talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, "No, this is soup from my family." They're so innocent. "This is soup from my family." It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, "No, this is just soup for my family." And then the media says, "This is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people." Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so these Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company. And he's like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Antifa exists.
I gotta go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever.
People to get on board for Medicare for all, they're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? Do you realize if the DSA has a platform that they want to implement, and I have a media platform, they could use it? Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? It's to me. Do you realize that? They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. Do you realize that? They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. You fucking nice to me. You realize that? Fucking nice to me. Fucking nice. You realize you have it backwards? Do you realize if the DSA has a platform that they want to implement, and I have a media platform, they could use it because we agree on it? I'm not supposed to fucking court them that got on board with Medicare for all. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? Do you realize if the DSA has a platform that they want to implement, and I have a media platform, they could use it because we agree on it? I'm not supposed to fucking court them. They're supposed to court me. I jump on board their idea and they come and attack me?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Really, how many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in"? You know, it doesn't sound like very normal. You mean they moved out, and what, they missed it so much that they wanted to move back in?
Well, and then
really, how many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in"? You know, it doesn't sound like very normal. You mean they moved out, and what, they missed it so much that they wanted to move back in?
Well, and then,
in my opinion, it's never too much. Little double sound there. So that's the story, folks.
The truth of the matter is that when you look at some of my policies, in a lot of ways, Richard Nixon was more liberal than I was.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Look, talk about education. School, not daycare. School. Help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. Did you use the word smart?
and by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
My opinion is never too late. Little double sound check. So that's the story, fellas.
Hello, users! Check this out. Look at this. Can you hear this? Check it out. Can you hear that? Like, didn't my voice get, like, closer? Like, in that, like, wasn't that really cool? Like, wasn't that, like, a really cool effect? Hello, users, and welcome to the broadcast. This is Above It All, 1073. Hopefully everyone's having a good day today. And, yeah, so, how's everyone going? How's everyone doing? How's everyone going today? Hello, Mike Silver. Hello, Bodan. How did you say your last name? Was like something really dumb, wasn't it? Wasn't it like Dork or something? Svedork. Sveduk, right? Yeah, Sveduk. Like the, you know. Anyway, hello, Lilith. Hello, Dev J. Now that I've already insulted half of my viewers. Hello, Baudry Starhopper. Hello, Nicholas Nordland. Hello, Joseph of the Mud. Hello, Jeffrey Barrows. Hello, Nicholas Rovenski. What was that? Rovenowski? Nicholas Rovenowski. Hello, Bella LeBlanc. Hello, K-pop girl. Hello, Felix Cornelius. Hello, JL. Hello, Janez. There's JL and there's Janez. Oh, holy shit. They're back to back. So you're telling me there's JL and now there's Janez. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Hello, Billiard Dilliard. Hello, but is it art? I'm just joking, Bodan. Oh no, I've insulted my viewers. Oh no.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Not good. That's unfortunate. All right. So I didn't have much coffee this morning. It's very weak today because I've got this coffee maker, this cold brew coffee maker, and sometimes what I decide to do is I decide to reuse the grounds to get a little bit of extra coffee out of it. And usually it's a weaker batch. And so not only was this a weaker batch, but I also only had 1 cup of it. So this is like basically not even coffee. I'm getting as much caffeine as I would if I were to, like, I don't know, drink a Coca-Cola or something, you know. But yeah, I don't even know. I just don't even know. I've got so much. There's just so much. There's just so fucking much. There's just so fucking much. I've got 40 tabs open, and when I say 40, I mean, like, I think I've only got like 21. 1, 2, 3. I got 18 tabs open, and then I've also got more stories, and I'm like, I definitely won't get to this today. So I've got 18 tabs open that I might get to today. And then also, I've got 38 tabs in a text file that I might get to later. Because I don't know, I don't like using bookmarks for some reason, so I just copy and paste the links in a text file. And so with that being said, let's start, right? Like, let's go, right? Like, there's a show I'm doing. I'm doing like a show or something. All right, so here we have Donald Trump. This is his Twitter feed. I'm currently on Twitter. And so I'm on Twitter. This tweet is no longer available. I don't know quite what's going on there. Is that the tweet where he's like, Mike Pence let us down? Is that what the tweet was? Is that the one that they deleted there? Oh, Mike Pence, you made the wrong decision, Mike. You made the wrong decision, Mike. Unbelievable. So let me scroll up, and then we have some other bizarrely, coincidentally missing tweets. I don't know what's going on there. And then we've got oh my God, breaking news. The 75 million great American patriots who voted for me, America first, and make America great again, will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form. Actually, they will. Right now, actually, in about 5 seconds, because I'm going to call them dumb motherfuckers. So, there you go. So I just disrespected them in both a way and a shape, And then also the jury is still out, but debatably a form as well. But I was going to talk about this video he put up last night, and now he's tweeting again. So this is interesting. We got literally live news right here. This is breaking news. And so 36 million views, about 10% of the United States, and or, let's be honest, most of these views are probably outside the United States, but 36 million views on this video. This is Donald Trump officially, at least in the most official way I think we are going to get, conceding the election to Joe Biden. Let's watch. Now, I just want to say, he looks like he's in a hostage situation. A lot of the right-wingers on their websites are saying that Donald Trump has been compromised. They are saying, quote, they got to him. And they're very disappointed that Donald Trump has been compromised. So now, I want to, before I play this video, I want to take you through a thought experiment. Imagine you're an Air Force veteran, right? And then you vote for Donald Trump in the 2016 election. And then 3 years later, right, you become a QAnon person. And then 1 year after that, you storm the Capitol, try to like climb through a broken window and then get shot in the neck and then bleed out and die all over a Trump 2020 flag. Now imagine that's your life. And then also imagine that's your sister or like your mother or like your wife. And then you watch this video and you see Donald Trump call them a heinous criminal. Let's watch.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans...
Again, 4 people died for this guy, and immediately, less than 12 hours after the fact, he throws them under the bus. Again, Mike Pence went to bat for Donald Trump for 4 years, campaigned with Donald Trump, which was a huge credibility risk. And then Mike Pence under the bus, thrown under the bus at the last minute. And now, all 75 million Trump voters thrown under the bus. And also, Donald Trump, this was actually just reported, I think, this morning or last night. A cop was beaten to death by one of the Trump goons and died, right? They weren't beaten to death, I guess. They were beaten and then died later. So I died later from the injuries, but I guess they technically weren't beaten to death because that would imply that they died on the spot. But either way, a cop was killed. The law and order candidate is responsible for a dead police officer. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Law and order? Law and order? What?
I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order.
Law and order. Law and order. Trump resisted sending National Guard to quell violent mob at U.S. Capitol. I'm going to read this article later, but isn't that interesting? Law and order. Remember, do you remember when I was giving y'all live coverage? And it was like D.C., Muriel Bowser, like, enlisted the National Guard days in advance because they knew, everyone knew, right? I knew. You tell me the cops didn't know? No. All right, so we're going to go into this, but... reminder, law and order, and then at the last minute, as soon as they start, like, doing the Electoral College thing, all of a sudden, the National Guard, they're ready, they're literally down the street, they're ready, but they're not gonna go, because something, law and order.
A nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, I
just want to point this out for any Trumpers. Y'all went to bat for this guy? Like, I get it, 2016. I get it, you hate Hillary Clinton. I get it. You don't pay attention to politics much. Whatever, I'll go in the thing, I'll vote for Trump. What could possibly go wrong? I get it. If you voted for this guy in 2020, there is no defense. You are garbage. Now, if you want to not be garbage, you can do your best to, I don't know, put back any of your effort into the community that you live in, to try to apologize for the sins that you've cast. If you voted for this guy in 2016, I get it, you're just a dumb motherfucker, I understand. But if you vote for this guy in 2020, there is a difference. It's no longer an ignorance game. It's no longer an ignorance. You fell for the ruse. You lied. Or you fell for the lies. And then this guy throws you under the bus. As soon as push comes to shove, He throws you under the bus. You went to bat for this guy?
Not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high. But now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue.
I just want to say this just so it's in the record. This guy needs to not only be impeached and convicted immediately, not next week. Nancy Pelosi's like, we'll unveil articles of impeachment next week. No. Next week. Next week. What? No, right now, you dumb bitch. You ghoul. You stupid fuck. Next week? What? Yeah, I know you just killed a police officer and 4 of your own supporters with your dumbassery, but we'll get to it next week. We gotta, like, what are they gonna do that's more important than impeaching this guy? Medicare for all? No. A stimulus package? No. So what are they gonna do that's more important than impeach? Are they waiting out the clock so that Ossoff and radical liberal Raphael Warnock get in there? Maybe. I don't, what are they, I don't know what they're doing here. I have no idea, but.
To contest the election results.
This guy needs to go to jail.
My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we...
Now, I get it. If Donald Trump were to say, like, if he were to be up front and say, I don't know, I'm willing to do the court cases just in case, I'm willing to push the election integrity just to see what would happen, just to test the boundaries of democracy. If that were his thing, I would still think it's dumb, but at least, you know, this sentence that he just said would make a little bit more sense. But no, he was going out there talking about election fraud. That's right. The black shield, the black robe.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before the...
Yeah, no, he was just doing legal things. Legal, totally legal.
Must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now...
By the way, just this is a really awkward cut.
Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens.
All right, the rest of this is just kind of garbage. It's whatever. But again, imagine you're a Trump supporter and you go to bat for this guy. You storm the Capitol thinking Donald Trump's going to be installed as president. You're going to win, and then he's going to pardon you. That's what Nick Fuentes, the right-wing Nazi podcaster, he went and stormed the Capitol and then was on Twitter saying that Donald Trump needs to pardon all of us. We did it for him. And then now, actually, I'm going to check. I'm going to look this guy up real quick. But, Fuentes is not doing so well. I think the FBI is reaching out to him. I don't know what's going on. So that's certainly very interesting. I'll look that up later. It appears he's deleting tweets, but so yeah, Nick Fuentes and the rest of those far right-wing Nazi podcasters, they're about to go to jail for the rest of their lives. So that's cool. FBI is paying $1,000 for each individual. Really? I could probably rat a couple of these guys out knowing my information. Damn. All right. But anyway, my point is, imagine you're Nick Fuentes, right? Imagine it's the year 2063 and you're Nick Fuentes and you're in prison, rotting in a prison cell because you tried to storm the Capitol for this guy. For this guy. Isn't Nick Fuentes 20 years old or something? Isn't that guy a young kid? And he sacrificed his life? His freedom? He sacrificed his freedom and liberty? For this? Again, he got thrown under the bus instantly.
Citizens isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family.
Does anyone want to do like a full live stream? If this 1K for the FBI thing is legit, does anyone want to do a full live stream and then we can all split the cash? Like communize that shit? Like, let's get 50 people here, right? And we'll all sort through the right-wingers, send them to the FBI, and then we'll divide the winnings by every chatter that participated. I'm down with that. If this 1K thing is real. I don't know. You could be lying to me, but I don't know. They do pay rewards sometimes. But either way, Trump is not good. I mean, again, like, I really just, like, imagine, like, again, in the words of our president,
only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Unbelievable. Imagine, right? Imagine. Now, I want to wrap this up again. Wrap this up similarly to how the coroners wrapped up the body of the dead Trump supporter in the halls of Congress. Wrapped up, hopefully, with the Trump flag she was wearing as a cape, right? She was already on the Trump flag, right? All you gotta do is roll it like a rug, right? But imagine you storm the halls of Congress, get shot in the neck, and die for Donald fucking Trump. And then 12 hours later, Donald Trump calls you a heinous criminal. Imagine. Isn't that just amazing? Isn't that really just incredible stuff? Like, what has to go wrong in your life for you to try to break through a window? Like, literally, have you seen the video of this dumb bitch? There's a broken window, and she was literally trying to climb through the broken window of a door while a Secret Service agent had a gun pointed at her. Who thought that? Like, but again, only a Trump supporter would do something so goddamn dumb. And then again, Donald Trump threw her under the bus instantly. God damn. I really, wow. Imagine getting trolled that hard. And then also the 75 million great American patriots who voted for me. America first and make America great again will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form. Just kidding, actually, because fuck them. If you voted for Trump in 2020, you are going to need to do some serious reconciliation. That's my take. Wow. Wow. My God. Anyway, that's Donald Trump's new video. I'm sorry if I'm a little low energy today. But I just am. This is just kind of the way cookie crumbles. As you can see, Max the dog is on the bed as visible. Look at this dog. Hello, Max. Hello. All right. So, I'd like to say thank you, by the way, again, to all the people for checking me out. Over these last couple days, I noticed that I've definitely got an influx of newer viewership. I noticed that, again, if there's going to be 40 people sitting here while I play, like, the fucking intro, right? That's pretty impressive to me. So, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone to that showed up today and yesterday and the day before and all that stuff and all that. One thing that I did do on Patreon last night, I got a Patreon email real quick. I convinced one of my friends to patronize you. There you go. Good timing. I got a Patreon email last night that enables annual membership or whatever. So if you want to give me money on an annual basis, so pay once a year on my Patreon, that's a possibility now. I don't know how it works. I don't quite know what the how it works, but it works. So if someone wants to do that, you now have the ability to do so. And I think there's like a discount or something. If you do it on a yearly rate, you get like 5% off. which, you know, I mean, the whole point of subscribing on Patreon is just to give me money, so whatever. But, you know, you can still do so. Patronize me. So I'm just throwing that out there. Hey, Try3, thank you for the $5 super chat. Super chat? That's right. Super chat. They called them, Joe said super chats. That's what they said. He said they called them super chats. FBI WFO is offering an award of up to $50,000 for info leading to the location, arrest, and conviction of the persons responsible for the pipe bombs fund. Jeez. Damn. All right, let's get into the news here. I know there's just, there's just so fucking much to fucking talk about, and I'm already at 27 minutes into this fucking hour, and I've only covered one thing. But I mean, God. Oh, all right. So, again, I want to reiterate that the priority of like the order that I cover these stories in is in no particular priority. I am just going to be covering a lot of stories over a lot of the following days, and we're going to get through it. I want to make my audience as informed as possible on what went into this situation at the Capitol, why it happened, and who is responsible. That is one of the goals of this channel right now. Over the last year, I have been warning you people. My show is officially 1 year old this week, actually. 1 year old this week. So, but this show, one of the main things that I did on this show, after Bernie lost, was I wanted to focus on QAnon, Donald Trump, and the absolute depravity of his supporters. And just the right in general, the Republican Party in general. So I want to read this story real quick. This is Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, who endorsed the protest demanding that Congress overturn the election, then sent her love to the demonstrators, who violently overtook the Capitol several hours later. She has not posted since. Again, this is not a Trumpist thing. This is a Republican Party thing. The wife of someone who has been on the Supreme Court since 1991 is doing this. This is not a Trumpist thing. This is the Republican Party. And this is what I've been saying. I think, personally, I will accept, at the bare minimum, every Republican who objected to the election results, all of them sent to prison instantly, expelled from Congress and sent to prison instantly. Instantly. That's my compromise. That's the minimum I will take. Now, what I would prefer is for every member of the Republican Party to go to prison right now. Every elected official that ever did anything for Donald Trump, lied for him when it comes to the election results. If you lied about the election's integrity, go to jail. Go to fucking a gulag for all I give a shit. Now, let's look at these fucking Facebook posts. Watch the MAGA crowd today with the right side broadcasting, and then C-SPAN for what the Congress does starting at 1 p.m. Love MAGA people. God bless each and every one of you standing up or praying. And then, of course, again, you look at this person's feed. It's all Make America Great Again. All of it. Look, Trump 2020. Look at that. We're going to save America. These are the people. Right? And again, look at this. She's sharing George Soros memes. These are the fucking people we need to worry about. It's not Trumpists. It's not like Donald Trump himself. It's the entire Republican Party. The Republican Party is a terrorist organization. There's no ifs. There's no ands. There's no buts. There's no maybes. There's no, well, actuallys. There's no, well, I mean, maybe. There's no. The Republican Party, through and through, from Mitch McConnell all the way down to the smallest state legislator or county commissioner, is and always will be a terrorist organization after the events of January 6th. Now, this was my opinion before January 6th, and this was my opinion because I knew what January 6th was going to do. I knew what they were going to do ahead of time. That's why I said, hey, I'm going to stream all day. right? Because I knew something was going to happen. If I knew, you're telling me that the cops didn't know? Come on. Now we have further evidence that it is an inside job, and I'm going to get into that later. But again, every person that carried water for Donald Trump in any capacity, from Mitch McConnell all the way down to the smallest state legislator or county commissioner or whatever, they should all be sent to prison for sedition. Each and every one of them. There is a difference between having an opinion as a private citizen and having that opinion that's bonkers as an elected representative. Every single person that objected to the election during Congress the other day, send them to fucking jail, throw out the key, don't even give them food, let them rot and die in the jail cell, because that's what they deserve. They are all traitors, not to America, but to humanity itself, for indulging. And again, Ginny Thomas here, this is a whole problem with the Republican Party. Someone on the Supreme Court for 30 years, their wife is as Looney Tunes as the rest of them. I'm sorry for reiterating and being so generalized here, but like, motherfucker. Like, goddamn, these people are nuts. Holy mackerel! That's what I have to say. I got holy mackerel from SpongeBob, I think. I've never had mackerel, but hello, Rudy Nanes, $24.99. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And I just want to say, real quick, if you're giving me a super chat without a message, I mean, like, honestly, what's the point? Like, why would you just give me money without a message? You know, like, I don't know. That's just me. But, I mean, thank you nonetheless. I really appreciate that. Sam, $30. Here's some cash for a veggie pizza or vegan burrito. You're doing great work. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me be honest here. Let me be frank. Not to be confused with Kevin Spacey's annual Christmas video series. But let me be frank with everyone. Yeah, I don't even know what to do. Hello, JL, $10. Hello, Rudy Nanes. Again, another $9.99. What is that? Is that like a flying pear? What is that? What is even going on there? Sorry, you're bad. No, it's not your bad. I'm just blown away that people would do that. I don't know. It's shocking to me, and it will never not be shocking. So I don't know. I just thank you so much. That's all I can say. But what I was going to say is I've been spending some of the recent influx of money, as well as my stimulus check, on a hobby of mine that I have neglected over the last couple years. And as you can see, that is my PS1 collection pending. I've got a bunch of other PS1 games in boxes, but the shelf is not big enough yet. I'm going to get another one. But as you can see right here, and maybe I'm going to make videos about this, but as you can see right here, I've begun collecting sealed PlayStation games. Recently, I got Spyro 2, and actually I took a picture. I could just go up and get it, right? But like, I'm not going to do that. But I did take a picture, so I'm going to put the picture on screen. Yeah. So here's the picture. I got Spyro 2, some Russian chess simulator, snowboarding. Spyro 2 is a big one for me. So I mean, I'm just saying this, if you're giving me money at this point, right? And I want to be very honest and I want to be upfront with everyone, because that's what I have to do. That's my responsibility. At this point, I make enough money on a monthly basis in order to pay the rent, the bills, and enough food for me to live, which is wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. And I, again, am so thankful for that. And so a lot of the extra money that I get, I do save money as well, of course. But I have been spending some extra cash on sealed PlayStation games. This is my hobby. I've been collecting PS1 games for multiple years, and I decided to get into the sealed market a little bit more, because I just like it. I love seeing, like, again, look at that. Look at the stack of, like, the white security labels. Isn't it amazing? Isn't that amazing to look at? Literally, I got a Russian chess simulator. I've never heard of this game before. Virtual Kasparov. I've never heard of this game before. I just saw it. Someone had this and this as a bundle, right? And I just was like, okay, fuck it. And then I got Spyro on the same day, coincidentally. But do I stream games too? Yes, I do. Every Sunday, I do a series called Sunday Run Day, where I speedrun video games for a very large portion of the day. I know there's a lot of new people here and maybe I should do like a history segment of me who as a person, but there's a lot of new people that are watching me over the last week, and like every week I'm getting a significant amount of new people. But again, every week I do a show called Sunday Run Day, and every now and then I will do video game streams at night from time to time. But I haven't been recently. I don't know. I've been going through a little bit of I've been doing. I'm fine. Like mentally, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm not like mentally unwell. I've just been resting a lot. I've been like really just kind of like chilling. Like it's like one of the things of, and I really hate to get sidetracked here, but I mean I'm just gonna do it. I mean, one of the things that I have is an anxiety disorder. And so that combined with being poor for my entire life, definitely not a good combo. And so like just over the last couple of weeks, I have been significantly more comfortable financially. And I'm in a point right now where it's like, I don't really have to worry that much about my personal situation, which again is a huge blessing, especially during this housing crisis and all the things that are going on right now. And so I've just been spending a lot of time just smoking weed and laying down and watching movies and shit and just like chilling. So, but I will get into streaming more and especially video game stuff soon. Today I'm planning to do a double dip of Above It All. Because again, if I'm going to spend 20 minutes in the middle of this podcast talking about PS1 games, I mean, like what the fuck? I'm going to have to do a whole nother show because I have to get through some of this news. And I really do. So later today, yesterday I wasn't feeling it because I was tired, but later today, I don't know what time yet. It might be early afternoon. It might not be. I'm not sure. But later today, at some point, I will be doing a second show. And I will get through a lot more news topics, whatever I don't cover this morning. And all that stuff. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's my schedule for today. Yeah. So again, I just want to say I thank you for backing me up on everything. It means a lot. I'm not crying. I just have an itchy eyeball. I'm like, I know it's a joke, but like, I legit have an itchy eyeball. A little bit, like a little strand of hair got in. I'm not even joking. Anxiety sucks. I'm on meds for it and antidepressants. I've had anxiety since I was a child, thanks to relentless bullying. I'm in a similar situation, except I've never been medicated. The only medication I've got is hormones. I don't know. Does this make me like an anti-vaxxer adjacent? I don't know. But my opinion on medication is that I don't want to take a medication that's going to change the way I think or the way I am. Obviously, me being on hormones is a little bit of a antithetical to that. But that's a whole different story. But that's my personal decision. That and combined with the fact that I never had medical insurance up until like this year. So theoretically, I guess I could try to get work done, but I feel like my calculation beforehand was like, is it worth spending hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to get pills that would change my brain chemistry, which is something I'm slightly uncomfortable with? No. Is it worth $10 with insurance? Is it worth $10 to do so? Maybe. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not in a position where I need that at this moment. And again, this is just my personal, like, this is not like a take I project on anyone else. Hello, Kelsey. Like, again, I spent over the last, on transition care, I spent like $10,000 on transition care just from doctor's appointments and medication alone, because I was uninsured for a significant portion of time. So I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, so I should probably get back into the news segments here. People are watching me for news, and here I am. I get a couple donations and super chats, and all of a sudden the show is over. All of a sudden, this is a blog. What? All of a sudden, right? But yeah, we can have more casual conversations during some of my video game streams. Again, Sunday Run Day is coming up on Sunday. So if y'all want to have a little bit more of a non-political news conversation about this kind of stuff, always open. But with that being said, let me get this out of the way, because I definitely want to make sure I get this done this morning, because that way I can upload the clip. And we all know when you upload these kinds of clips, right, it triggers a certain person. A Persian? I don't even know what that means. But it triggers like a certain sort of individual. And one of the things, again, and I want to say this before I start this next segment, one of the things, again, that I've done on this channel is I love making fun of stupid people. This is something that predates above it all. This is something that predates a lot of things that I've done. But I love making fun of stupid people. And honestly, Donald Trump supporters are some of the dumbest of the dumb. And so, over the summer and over the election season, I would make a lot of videos that were specifically targeted to mocking and criticizing Donald Trump supporters in a way that would give them the opportunity to give me as much ad revenue as possible. So what I would do is I would make incendiary titles, and whenever a Trump supporter would reply, I would make fun of them. And then in order for them to reply, again, they would need to click the email that they get and load the video and leave the ad running while they scroll down to comment. So this was one of the ways that I was able to get as much money as I did over the course of the summer and election season, was manipulating and mocking Donald Trump supporters. And so I've taken this method and approach to another group of people, and that's the Force the Vote crowd and Jimmy Dore. So now, with that being said, with my disclosures being as open as possible, let's watch Jimmy Dore have a complete and total meltdown once again.
People are saying that I need to be nicer to people to get on board with Medicare for all. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? Do you realize if the DSA has a platform that they want to implement, and I have a media platform, they could use it because we agree on it?
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. Views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience.
This is the through line with Jimmy Dore. This is the through line. This guy is a selfish narcissist, plain and simple. Now, I want to echo the sentiments of Kennedy from yesterday's guest segment. Definitely go watch yesterday. Kennedy and I brought them on, and we discussed Jimmy Dore and Force the Vote and how much of a grift it is. And they had a really, really good point of, when you are organizing, when you are working, right? When you are trying to build Medicare for all, you have to behave a certain way. And, like, for example, when I was hosting Bernie Sanders events in my house in North Carolina, right, during the primary, I would get 40-year-olds coming over, and we watch debates and we talk about Bernie. I remember one time I had a 90-year-old woman come with her daughter, who was like 60 or something. Like a 90-year-old woman was in my house, and she got drunk from wine and passed out while we were watching the debate. But like, so my point is, I have done organizing. I have done a lot of this stuff. And so if I invite people over and I've got my Antifa flag, like I've got 10 of them on the fucking sky and like outside of the fucking house, and they walk up and they pull up and they see the Antifa flag, they see like a rocket launcher in the window and like 15 AK-47s on the wall, are they going to be likely to come in my home and organize to have Bernie Sanders become the next president? No, they're going to say, what the fuck, and they're going to drive off. And that's kind of the method that Jimmy Dore has been doing. Jimmy Dore is screaming at people because he's a podcaster. He's not an organizer. He's not a union person. He's a podcaster. So he's got main character syndrome, and he thinks that, oh, I'm angry. I just want to hold politicians accountable. Holding politicians accountable sounds a lot like, oh, I just care about ethics and games journalism. It's just ethics and games journalism, guys. I'm totally not just, I hate women. No. It's just about ethics and games journalism. Oh, no, it's about election integrity. Guys, it's not about Donald Trump. It's about election integrity. So that's the same kind of brand that Force the Vote is. Again, if they were really interested in organizing, this guy would not go on his show and yell at these people every single day. That turns them off. And now this guy is not only yelling at them, but he is demanding that they give him attention. He is saying, not only do I have the right and should I abuse you every single day on my program, but as I abuse you, you have to give me all of your credibility at all times. This guy is a psychopath. And I'm not saying that in like the flippant LMAO XD kind of way. I'm saying that in the literal dictionary definition sort of way. This guy is a psychopathic narcissist. He only cares about himself. He doesn't care about Medicare for all. That's why he didn't go bat for Bernie Sanders during the primary. He is using you. And if you are falling for this, you are an idiot. Again, it's not about anger. Grr, I'm angry. I can be angry too. It's about the way that you direct that anger. So again, I want to play this clip in full from the beginning. Psycho shit.
People are saying that I need to be nicer to people to get on board with Medicare for all. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? Do you realize if the DSA has a platform that they want to implement and I have a media platform, they could use it because we agree on it?
Another one of the things that this guy does to gaslight his audience is to claim that, we agree on everything. Yeah, we agree on Medicare for all. No, you don't. You agree with the idea, the concept of having a universal healthcare system. Now, that is today, 10 months ago, this guy didn't agree with having a universal healthcare system, but that's his current grift. Now, what unions and organizations and legislators want to do is have a properly implemented Medicare for all system. You can't do that overnight. It takes time. It takes writing out legislation. It takes talking to nurses and doctors and organizing the workplaces. It takes a lot of time to do something like this. It's not something that can be done overnight. And Jimmy Dore is telling his audience constantly that we can have Medicare for all tomorrow, he's saying. And he's gaslighting his audience into believing that and then saying, if you don't agree with me, then you're evil. That's what he's saying.
I'm not supposed to fucking court them. They're supposed to court me.
A narcissist. This is a narcissist.
I jump on board their idea and they come and attack me. I jump on board the Justice Democrats' idea and they come and attack me. That's what they're fucking doing.
It's almost like nobody likes you, Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore only appeals to dude bro, gamer bro, edgy lord, nihilistic losers that have never read a book, or if they have read a book, they didn't comprehend it, that just want to sit at home all day and watch people be angry. They don't care about participating in a movement. That's why they didn't endorse Bernie Sanders. They don't care about actually getting Medicare for all. All they care about is their own narcissistic little vanity project. This is main character syndrome, and this is a term I've been using a lot. This is main character syndrome. Jimmy Dore thinks he is the main character. Jimmy Dore thinks, oh, I've got 10 to 12 million views. Why don't they listen to me? You're not the main character, Jimmy. You are a villain. If there is a character that you participate in, you are the villain. You are not the main character. I've got more. In fact, I might actually do this in a separate segment. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to do this in a separate segment, honestly, because Jimmy Dore thinking that the storming of the Capitol was a good thing. Color me shocked. Color me shocked. Go watch that segment too. But again, this guy thinks that nurses on the front lines of a pandemic need to watch his show and give him super chats in order to get Medicare for all. That's not how it works. This guy's a narcissist, and if you're falling for it, you are no less of a dumb motherfucker than Donald Trump supporters. I just hope you don't storm the Capitol and bleed out on the floor with a Jimmy Dore flag. Anyway, with that being said, let's immediately go into this guy defending the Capitol storm, right? Let's go in. All right, so Jimbo Dumbo Dumbfuck McGeezax over here, also known as Jimothy Dore, decided to, on his show yesterday, give credence to the right-wing terrorists that tried to destroy and overthrow the United States government and institute a fascist coup. He wasn't too concerned about that, from what it seems. And he posted some really epic cringe on his show. And I've got two clips here that I want to play. I've got this one. This guy is a white supremacist. This guy came out and said, I am a white supremacist and I'm proud. That's what this guy said after the news attention came out. This guy said that he was a self-identified white supremacist from Arkansas, and I'll get into that story later. Right? Now, this is Jimmy Dore.
Look, a protester sits inside Nancy Speaker Pelosi's office. We will not back down is scrawled on a folder. That guy probably get more done for the people than Nancy Pelosi did. I'd like to see what that guy would do. I would let him be speaker for a while.
This is a self-identified white supremacist that Jimmy Dore is talking to and about. A self-identified white supremacist. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I'm going to cover the story so you can also look at my channel later. But this guy is saying a self-identified white supremacist would be better for the people than Nancy Pelosi. Now, again, maybe he didn't know that a Donald Trump supporter storming the Capitol building was a white supremacist. Goof. How could you guess such a thing, right? Oh, you're taking him out of context. You just didn't know. You're telling me that Jimmy Dore does a show every single day and covers news and politics and doesn't know that Donald Trump supporters are white supremacists? You're telling me somehow this guy covers the news and wasn't aware of that? Come on. Jesus Christ. But it gets worse. So, now, Donald Trump supporters are overwhelmingly wealthy. They are overwhelmingly middle class. They are these small business owners. They are not the employees at small businesses. They are these small business owners. These are the owner class. So, here's Jimmy Dore trying to give credence to the economic anxiety theory that, oh, right, it's because these people are poor that they all of a sudden want to murder people of color. It's because they're poor. That's not true. Now, are material conditions impactful when it comes to the way people will change their political ideologies, especially when you have Donald Trump promising them a better world? Absolutely. It is a factor. But again, to say that all of the people that stormed the Capitol are poor and that's why they stormed the Capitol, it's bonkers. It's bonkers. You're telling me this guy covers news every single day and somehow doesn't know that Republican voters are more wealthy than Democratic voters? Somehow doesn't know that Republican voters are Again, these people flew from all around the country. Oh yeah, I'm poor. I'm so poor that I can afford to fly first class on a plane from Arkansas all the way to the Capitol. That's how poor I am?
Think those people would all be writing if they had $2,000 in their pocket or if they just got their fifth $2,000 check? Do you think
Kyle Rittenhouse purchased a weapon with his coronavirus stimulus check that he utilized to shoot and kill protesters? These people, if they did get the coronavirus money, the stimulus money, I should say, would probably have spent it on armaments. That's not to say that we shouldn't have a stimulus package. That's to say that we should track these people and put them in prison. But here's Jimmy Dore again. These people have enough money. They flew from all across the country. Some people flew from Canada. Some people managed to get into this country from Canada to storm the Capitol. Oh, but if only they had their stimulus checks.
Do you think I don't know. I don't think so. So we've been saying this. I said this in the summer when there were all those protests. Do you think those people would be out there protesting, risking getting COVID if they just got into their second?
Now this guy is comparing Black Lives Matter protesters with the terrorists that stormed the Capitol building. This guy is comparing Black Lives Matter protests against police brutality to angry business owners who got mad that their favorite candidate lost and are trying to overturn the election. This guy just compared those two groups of people.
$2,000 check. Do you think these people would be doing this if they just got their fifth $2,000 check and they thought the government was actually on their side? Think those people would all be writing if they had $2,000?
These dumb motherfuckers. These dumb motherfuckers are convincing you to be a Nazi sympathizer. Plain and simple. If you watch the Jimmy Dore show, you might as well watch America First or whatever it is with Nick Fuentes. Really, what's the difference? What's the difference? What is the difference? Nick Fuentes always talks about how, oh, the non-whites are the reason why the world is so bad. What's the difference between, oh, it's the non-whites? That's why the world is so bad too. Oh, it's the non-white politicians that won't give you money. That's the reason why it's so bad. What? I really just don't understand the argumentation here. I really don't. You're telling me Jimmy Dore is a news broadcaster every single day, and this guy doesn't know that Trump supporters are wealthy, rich, and white supremacists? This guy just didn't know? You're telling me this guy covers news every single day and thinks it's okay to compare Black Lives Matter protests to those storming the Capitol building? You think that's okay? You think it's okay this guy covers news every day and he's saying, oh yeah, a white supremacist would be a better Speaker of the House than Nancy Pelosi? You think that's okay? You're going to defend that? You're going to scroll down into my comment section and say, actually, Jimmy Dore didn't say what you just played the tape of him saying. He actually didn't say that. The thing that he just said on your stream from the clip that you showed is not real. It's actually a deep fake. And because it's a deep fake, that means it's okay when I give Jimmy Dore super chats. What? What? You want me to believe that? You want everyone else to believe that? Here's the deal. It's okay to be manipulated. We all get manipulated. It happens. But what's okay, or rather what's not okay, is when you know you're being manipulated and you go to bat for the manipulator, you sound just as, and again, not dumber, not less dumb, you sound just as dumb as those guys talking about, oh, it's just election integrity. And it's not about a fascist coup. No, it's not about killing and hog-tying and keeping hostage politicians. No. It's not about killing them. No. It's about election integrity. No. It's not about banning women from video games. It's about ethics and games journalism. There's always an excuse with these far-right Nazi punks. And again, if you're not a far-right Nazi punk, and you're falling for this, then I've got news for you. You need to do some introspection. Because you're working for a side, whether or not you realize it, and it's definitely not the side that wants Medicare for all. Absolutely not. Jimbo, dumb fuck motherfucker. What an asshole. And if you believe this shit, if you buy this dumb shit that this guy's been selling you, you are also an asshole. You are a dumb fuck loser. Oh, sorry. Am I too angry? Is my tone? Am I too rude? It's really funny how many of these Jimmy Dore fanboys try to tone police me while they claim that I'm tone policing Jimmy Dore. It has nothing to do with him being angry. It's about the words that he's saying. If someone says, I want Medicare for all now, I've got no problem with that. If someone says, I want Medicare for all now, and by the way, a white supremacist would be better than Nancy Pelosi, I've got a problem with that. And it's not about the tone, it's about the words. And if you don't understand that, if that's somehow you just can't, your brain doesn't work that way, then you're a useful idiot. That's what you are. So go give Jimmy Dore some more super chats. Go on Twitter and harass women of color and union organizers about Medicare for all and Jimmy Dore. Go do that and see what happens, you dumb motherfucker. And then come back to my video, scroll on down, and leave me a comment 2 months from now and tell me how much closer we are to Medicare for all because of your efforts. I would love to know how closer we are to Medicare for all because of the efforts of these narcissistic grifters, these podcasters. I'm a podcaster too. The difference is I'm going to be upfront about that. The difference is I'm not going to manipulate you. The difference is I'm going to tell you what I'm spending my money on, why I, say the things that I say. I'm going to tell you those things. Jimmy Dore is not. He doesn't even acknowledge that you exist. He doesn't. To him, you're just another fan. Literally, he does not even treat you as an individual. And you're simping for this guy? You're simping for a rich politician? Because that's what Jimmy Dore is. He's setting himself up for a political run for office. So you're going to simp for a rich politician who doesn't even know your name? While you attack minorities, people of color online, union organizers, nurses, you're going to attack them to defend a rich politician? Really? But again, and I say this in the words of our president,
only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Anyway, those are my Jimbo Dumbo segments for today. My God, these people are fucking stupid. Rahul M. We can disagree on that one. Like, whether or not he runs for office is besides the point. Now, why did Trump run for office? Right? He didn't think he could win. He ran for office because he wanted to be in the news. That's it. So, Jimmy Dore would run for People's Party. He knows he's not going to win. He can just use that to fundraise, give himself money. Right, this is the thing. Okay, thank you, Phil Smart, by the way, for the $5. I admit to buying into Dore's content quite a bit over the past few years. He's been canceled in my book for a few months now. No, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you can, like, if you fall for it and then realize, like, wait a second, this guy's selling me shit, that's fine. I used to watch Jimmy Dore's show, like, 4 or 5 years ago when he was on The Young Turks. I was like, oh, I like this guy. He yells. And then after a couple episodes of me listening to him yell, I was like, wait a second, this guy doesn't say anything of value. He just yells. And then it got annoying. You know? So it's like, I get it. But let me tell you something about people that run for office. 99.9% of those that run for office do not intend to win. 99.9% of those that run for office do so because they can convert their campaign into a job for their family or their friends. They can fundraise, right? Now, when you donate to a political campaign, that political campaign can spend money on basically whatever they want. So, for example, if someone were to run for office, right, and they were to hire their brother as their press secretary, and if they were to hire their mother as a communications manager, and they were to hire their sister as, like voter outreach, and then they were to go on their YouTube show and ask for people to fund their campaign, which people are more likely to do because they think, oh, Jimmy's going to win. Lie to them and tell them that you're going to win. You'll get a bunch of fundraising, and then you can just budget a lot of the payroll of your campaign for your friends and family as a way of just giving your friends and family a nice fat paycheck for doing nothing. So you have to understand, most political campaigns are grifts. Most, if not all of them, honestly. Not all of them, obviously, but a very significant percentage of them are just ways to make money, plain and simple. And you need to know that. That's something you need to know. You need to know that people are able to fundraise off of you and then spend money, an exorbitant amount of money on staff and payroll. Like, if a campaign is spending 90% of their budget on payroll, you're getting grifted. And I guarantee you, right? And also, what about if they spend money on advertisements? Well, in Jimmy Dore's case, he's advertising himself and his own personal brand and his show, right? So in that case, advertisements are also just paying himself. You're just giving him money to advertise himself, right? And so that's why I think Jimmy Dore will run for office at some point. I think he's going to run on a third-party line so he can do this whole Democrats are evil thing. And I think he's going to fundraise as a way to get himself more money and more notoriety and more credibility. That's what I think he's going to do. That's my prediction, and we'll see what happens. Because guess what? Guess what? I'm a podcaster, right? I've got delusions of grandeur. You don't think I've thought about all this? If some dumbass with 60 viewers is thinking about all this, you bet your sweet bippy someone with 20,000 viewers is thinking about all this. I'm just saying. Thank you, Jake. $9.99. You're the best YouTuber uncovering this psycho and the fascists among us. Keep it up. Thank you, thank you. These people are these people are freaks, dude. Seriously. You have Charles Richard in the chat trying to carry water for a freak show fascist. You want Medicare for all, right, Charles? I want Medicare for all so bad that I endorse white supremacy. That's how bad I want Medicare for all. What? That's right. I'm going to institute Medicare for all so much. I want it so much that I'm going to have white supremacists be the one that write the legislation. What? Jank already run, gets 6% and got smeared as a genocidal maniac. Exactly. But he boosted his name recognition. He got more people to talk about him, and that's all it is. Now, I'm not going to say Jank ran for office just as a grift. I mean, he might have had delusions of grandeur. He seems like he's got main character syndrome as well, but he's a lot more tolerable than Jimmy Dore. Is this thing on? Hello? Hello?
And then they have cans of soup.
Hello? Is this thing on? Everything just crashed. I'm just letting you know right now, everything just crashed. I'm so sorry. Wow, that's super unfortunate. Jesus, fuck me. I don't even know if I'm live right now, so I don't even know. I'm sorry if I seem a little... But yeah, everything just crashed on me. I'm trying to reload my browser. I'm trying to reload everything. Just give me a second here. What the fuck? OBS crashed and my browser crashed. Probably because I've got 19 tabs open. That's probably why. I've got 19 fucking tabs open and I am not going through them fast enough. Damn. Fuck, right? Oh well. Chrome eats RAM. I have 8 gigs of RAM, motherfucker. I gotta get 16 now, I guess. Spend some of these super chats on more RAM, huh? Actually, no, I have 16 gigs. I forgot. I'll get 32. I forgot I have 16. Jesus Christ. I mean, I got 16 gigs because I wanted to host a Minecraft server when I built my computer. And then I never did. I remember that now. Well, either way, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm sorry about that, that little intermission there. I want to cover this. This is a little bit old, but, I want to cover this. And also, again, I want to say right now, that I will be streaming again. I will do another Above It All show today. Complete show, like same length and style as this one. I might be high, so keep that in mind, but usually I don't think me being high makes my content worse. I just think it makes it slightly different. But y'all can be the judge of that. Like, for example, my entire Capital stream, I was high the whole day. I was not even high, I was wasted. Like, I literally could not see straight and I barely remember it. Was the content any worse? I'm not sure. But either way, and if it is, like, feel free to tell me and I can, accept that criticism. But, I'm going to do another full-length show later today, so I'm just throwing that out there. This, like, my OBS crashing is really unfortunate, because now that means that the audio portion of the show is going to be very annoying to get set up, but, either way, again, I am going to be, what the fuck? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to do one more story today. And by today, I mean, I'm going to do one more story this morning. And then I'm going to stop the show. And I'm going to do another show in a couple hours. I'm going to eat breakfast or lunch or whatever it is at this point. I'm going to eat. I'm going to take Max out for a walk. I'm going to, like, relax a little bit. And I'm going to set up another show. And I'm going to hopefully figure out why my browser is deciding not to function that properly. So, Jeremy Christian, are you referring to the Kamala Harris thing? Because I was, like, I'm going to be honest with you. That is really funny. Like, if you don't find that fucking Kamala Harris clip of that Dan Crenshaw video funny, I'm sorry. Like, we've got a difference in comedy. Like, at that point, like, I'm sorry, but that is fucking funny. Right? Like, I'm sorry, but, like, in fact, now that you bring it up, I'm sober as a motherfucker right now, and I might even watch it again. I might even watch it again just because you said it. In fact, I will. What is it, Georgia Reloaded? Fuck yeah, let's watch it. This is for you, Jeremy. This is for you. The epic saga continues. This is for you, buddy.
The American story is one of true exceptionalism. It's built on the greatest ideas in history.
Let's go!
This victory tonight, it's about you. It's about to finally...
Honestly, again, I wanna say, I watched this video the morning of the morning show on January 6th because it was the day after the Georgia runoff, and they lost. This video is a lot more funny now with the Capitol thing and Trump being a cuck and everything. This whole thing is way more funny now, so...
Behind these Americans win.
What's our situation on the ground?
Where is Kamala?
Could these Senate seats be lost, all will be lost.
You supported the Green New Deal. You supported Medicare for all.
Yeah. Your mission will...
It's so good. It's so good. I Yeah, I have my volume up. I'm so sorry about that. I forgot. When my OBS crashed, it fucked my settings up, so I'm sorry. I apologize. But, yeah, it's so funny. I'm sorry. If you don't find that funny, I mean, we just have a difference of opinion there. But Jesus Christ. Anyway, I want to get into this story, and this is something from a month ago, I believe. Yeah, this is about a month. This is literally a month old. And so I wanted to get into this story because I find it important. I was going to cover this a couple of weeks ago, and then I forgot, and then I remembered this morning. This is a Pew Research study that found out that a majority of Americans have no idea where they get their news from. They just don't know. They literally have no information whatsoever. They just don't know. And so I want to postulate for you all that this is a heavy factor in what happened on January 6th. I'm sorry for my words. I'm a little... this is a heavy indicator. People don't know. They don't trust their news. They know that mainstream media is bad because Trump tells them now. So, and then also at the same time, they trust whatever Facebook says. So a lot of people that... now, I have a family member that during the summer was falling really heavily into QAnon stuff. Like, they were talking about how, like, you know, the Democrats have, like, sex dungeons and stuff. And I was like... And I had to talk them out of it. And I had to tell them, the stuff you're reading on Facebook is not news. It's someone opened up MS Paint, got a picture of Hillary Clinton, and posted some words on it. And that's not news. That's literally, like, anyone can write that, and it can be true or not true, and it's not news. But people literally will scroll through Facebook, and they think every little meme they see is real. They think it's real. And not only do they think it's real, but they think Facebook is publishing it. Not a random person on Facebook. They think Facebook itself is publishing it. So let's read this. This is a survey conducted June 2nd to the 11th of 2020. So, asked whether 6 sources of news conduct their own news reporting, ranging from organizations that do original news reporting, such as ABC, The Wall Street Journal, and HuffPost, to online sources that only gather articles from elsewhere, such as Facebook, Google News, and Apple News. So, Google News, 57% of people are not sure if Google does their own reporting. 42% of people are unsure if Facebook does its own reporting. 6% of people think they do. And now, again, I want to bring to you the numbers. Why do I look at polls? Why do I look at studies? Why do I do all this? In the early 2000s, there was a research done that said about 20 to 25% of North Americans, that is to say, people in the 3 countries that are in North America, I think those were the studies, Mexico, Canada, and the United States. They are authoritarians in that they will basically buy whatever an authoritarian wants to sell them, and they will do whatever it takes to gain as much power as they can. About 20 to 25% of North Americans are authoritarians. So when you think about that, right? You think about that, and then you look at, oh, how many Republicans think the election was stolen? Oh, about 70%. Well, how many people are in the Republican Party? Well, about, 25% of the country thinks that. So about 75% of 20% is, what is that? Or 25% is around 20%. Around 15 to 20% of people think the election was stolen. Do they really think the election was stolen? Or are they just parroting those talking points because they want their authoritarian strongman to win the election? So again, look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. 42% are unsure. 66% are unsure. 57% are unsure. All of these numbers track. They all track. Right? Like, and I want you to know that. There is 20%, 1 in 5 Americans that you're going to see, or Canadians, they are garbage. 1 in 5. If you are on a bus, right, and let's say there's 20 people on the bus, 4 people are going to want to kill you and your entire family if it gets them money, statistically speaking. This is something we need to know. This is something we need to understand. This is something we need to process and we need to deal with. This is what led to the storming of the Capitol, right? Is there are 20% of those people that are authoritarians. And guess what? When 60% of people don't know if Apple News does their own reporting, those authoritarians are going to be utilizing those services to propagandize and grow their numbers. That's what you do. We don't fight and try to convert the white supremacists. We are fighting in the battlefield of ideas to make sure that people do not fall for the white supremacist garbage. So, like, when Jimmy Dore says, I'd rather have a white supremacist than Nancy Pelosi, what? That's falling for the white supremacist propaganda. That's what that is. White supremacists put out that propaganda in a way that would make Jimmy Dore say, I would rather have a white supremacist, someone that wants to murder and kill all black people, be Speaker of the House instead of Nancy Pelosi. Because they fall for propaganda. Jimmy Dore, for example, is in that 66%. In this specific study, he would be in that range of people who just don't know. And they'll just buy whatever the closest person sells them. And most people are like that. That's what you have to understand. Most people are like that. Most people just don't know. Like, again, I had someone in my family that was reading Facebook memes and thought they were all real, and I had to tell them, I had to show them that this is not real, right? And imagine if there's someone who does the same thing and they don't have someone in their family who's willing to show them that's not real. Imagine that there's going to be a whole family that falls for it, and then they have their own little feedback loop and echo chamber within their family. That's what is happening here with the Donald Trump thing. And so this is a really important study, and I wanted to highlight this. More affluent, educated, have stronger knowledge on original reporting. Of course, right? The more educated